So I'm Stephen Bundy, and today I'm interviewing Kenneth Greensweight. And I'm at the PFC James Dunn VA Clinic in Pueblo, Colorado, as part of the VA's Remembering Our Veterans video program.
Yep.
Ken is an Air Force veteran.
Yes, sir.
I've known you for a couple of years. It's good to know you. I'm glad you're here today.
I'm glad I'm here today too, because I've been looking forward to this because my story need to be told.
Yeah, it does. It really does. You have a tremendous story, and I'm going to try to pull some of those things out of you today.
Okay.
So, we want this to kind of look like we're pals, an old friends video, just us chatting.
Yeah.
And so, tell me about some things about like where you grew up, your early childhood. Where'd you go to school? What were the things you did?
Well, I was born in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. For those who don't recall that name, if you ever watched the World Series for the boys baseball, that's where it played at Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So they come from all over the world to Williamsport.
They play that same place every year?
Every year.
Awesome.
They've got 4 stadiums, and
so it's a big deal. So the
And
World Series of Little League.
legally. Matter of fact, our house was in the outfield of one of the fields.
Your house was in the outfield? Yeah. So they have a lot of home runs come blasting through the windows?
No, they tore down the house when they put the stadium up.
Okay. That's cool.
And then we moved to a city called Mount Clara, California. It's right between Pomona and Ontario. It's we had about 25,000 when Pomona has 100,000 and Ontario has 150,000.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a little suburbs of both of them.
Okay.
I enjoyed there. When I was young, I got a bicycle for my birthday, and I went to a ride in the mountain, and I fall off a cliff. And luckily, I landed on top of a doctor car.
A doctor's vehicle? Yeah.
And saved my life.
You-
If not, I wouldn't have been go farther on.
Wow.
And that was exciting. It took me months to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of injuries did you have
I have a plate in my head.
from that?
How
old were you?
I was 12.
Wow. You got a plate in your head at 12 years old?
They put a plastic plate
Okay.
for the bone can grow around it when I grow up. And it would put a metal plate, and I would have a dip in my. I have a little dip. I would have a big dip.
That's interesting. Wow.
But
And so this was from a bike fall. Okay.
In old Baldy in California.
What is that?
That's a big mountain.
Oh, okay.
It's what above 10,000 feet, so it's bald on top.
Okay.
No trees, so they call it Old Baldy.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're bombing it? Yeah.
When I joined the Air Force, they asked me if he had any major any accident in the last 5 years, and that was 6 years before.
Okay. Yeah.
So I told him no.
Well,
if I would have told him yes, I wouldn't have been in the Air Force. That's how gullible I was to get in the military.
Yeah.
I was I have 2 brothers that was in the Air Force, one brother in the Army, one brother in the Navy.
Oh. So two Air Force brothers, one Army, one Navy.
Right.
So 5? Okay.
And my other brother was a LA police officer.
Okay. 6 brothers.
I'm the baby of 6.
Baby of 6. Okay.
So again, I didn't have to go, but I went because I felt like it was my job to protect my family and my loved ones.
Okay.
That's very important for people out there to understand that when you go into the military, you just don't go for yourself. You go for millions of people who needs your help.
So tell me about your joining the military. How did that go? You went into the Air Force. Did you enlist?
I got drafted.
Okay. What year?
It was in 71.
1971.
I don't know, you probably too young to remember that, but we had lotto.
Okay.
And actually on TV, just like winning the money on jackpot, they had lotto and the balls went out and the date was on the ball and the month was on the ball. Yeah, mine was 3rd.
Okay.
So that means I was going to go.
Okay. All right.
So me and 6 of my friends decided to go down to recruiters and take the tests and see what branch stuff we can be. And not to brag, but I was the only one smart enough to be in the Air Force.
Okay. Right on. Is that the one that was your goal?
Yeah.
You were looking for the Air Force?
Because I already had 2 brothers in the Air Force, so I was looking forward to join them. I didn't realize you had to have a test score above 75
Okay.
to make the Air Force.
Okay.
Navy was 72 and Army was 40.
Okay.
You
Cool.
know, as long as you breathed and
sign on the dotted
signed
line.
your name, you were an Army.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I joined not to go to Vietnam, but I ended up going to Vietnam. During basic training, you were in a room similar to this, and the guy was telling you about military and what the Air Force offers for jobs. And then he said, and then he talks about a career called Pararescue.
Okay.
And what that career field is you jump out of perfectly good airplanes and perfectly good helicopters and rescue people who can't get out. So you go in when others are coming out.
Mm-hmm. It's behind enemy lines.
Yes, behind enemy lines, and it's always in a hot spot. You never get stuck in a cold spot.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of times I had to do a halo jump, and what a halo jump is high altitude, low deploy. So you jump off out of a B-52, and then when you deploy, you're real low, like 2,000 feet below the ground. You deploy your chute, and then you hit hard.
Yeah. Well, you're moving. You are moving.
And you have 100 plus pound pack on you.
Yep.
All depending what you do. I was a group of 9.
Okay.
We had a medic, 2 medics, radio man, a spotter, which was me, and then two other, I forgot what they were called, but they were assistants to wherever they need to be used.
Okay.
My job was to keep an eye out, because I had good vision back then,
Okay.
to keep an eye out for VCs. And I could hear back then too.
Sure.
I can't hear now.
No, you can't.
I have hearing aids, and I have 14% hearing in this ear and 40 in this ear. And that's okay. I did it to save people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our motto was so others may live.
So others may live.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's the Pararescue.
Uh-huh.
Tell me a little bit more about the Pararescue. So I had always imagined one guy jumping in, 2 guys maybe jumping in by themselves to go get somebody. Is it a team? You guys work? It's
all depends what you're going in for.
Okay.
Okay. If you're going in for a down pilot, then it's just 2 of you, maybe 3.
Okay.
If you're going in to rescue Army, then there's more of you.
Yeah, there's going to be more. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to get more Army because they're in a battle, unfortunately, and you're just helping the ones who are still alive to get out.
Are you trained pretty well as a medic, though?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
every one of us was trained as medic, just in case you had to do that.
Yeah.
I have done, unfortunately, a leg amputation out in boondocks,
Wow.
but it was to save the guy's life.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, and one of my trips, I got a bungee stick in my foot,
In your foot.
my ankle,
Okay.
right down there.
You've shown me the scar before.
And it was 5 miles away from where the helicopters could pick me up. So I had to walk 5 miles with that bungee stick sticking out of my foot
What did you go in for?
to rescue a pilot.
Okay. And you landed on a bungee stick.
No, we were carrying the pilot out, and I wasn't paying totally attention.
Okay.
I should have paid more attention to my feet than I should looking out straight, but I didn't. And now I look at my down, and everybody say, "Why do you look down when you walk?" And that's the reason why I look down when I walk, because I got that bungee stick.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. I look down when I walk too. But I think they taught me that in the Army.
Yeah, for booby traps and stuff. And they sent me to Okinawa, and that was nice. It was the same base that, if you ever seen Forrest Gump,
Yep.
that's the same hospital.
Okay.
Was supposed to be.
In Okinawa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to that hospital, but Forrest Gump wasn't there. And then afterwards, they were going to send me home, and I wouldn't let them. I went back to Vietnam.
So you did your tour,
Right.
and you were going to go home, and you said no.
Right.
Okay.
Because I didn't save enough people. I know I saved people, but I didn't save enough. There's always somebody else that I could have saved. That's my thought, and I buried that for years and years and years. It wasn't until a few years ago, with help of the veterans, that I got that over with.
Wow.
You know, they finally got through my head that it wasn't me, it was just what happens. I did save people. They said you should be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I did is I have little footprints on my arm.
So that's the POW flag.
In MIA, because some of the people we went for are still missing.
So those are combat boots. Okay.
And what they are represent people that I rescue.
How many do you got on there?
I only got 6, because that's all I want to put on my arm.
Okay.
I got. If I wanted to put them all, to be my whole arm. Not bragging, but
so talk about that. How many people did you save? How many would you have on there?
I would say 28 to 35.
28 to 35 boot prints.
Mm-hmm.
That's big, Ken.
And those people got a chance to come home.
Yeah. Yep. And live a life.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing.
Now, many years ago, I got with a few of them, but I haven't talked to any of them for a long time.
No?
It was 20 years before I let anybody know that I was a Vietnam vet.
Why is that?
I was just hid inside, because how they treated us when we came home. People don't realize it's not like this war, where people say, "Hi, glad to see you back." My war was, "You stupid baby killer."
I know.
And it hurt, because I wasn't a baby killer.
You saved lives.
I saved lives, and yet they called in. So I I drowned myself in rum,
Okay.
but Pepsi, not Coke.
Okay. Rum and Pepsi.
Uh-huh.
Is that any better?
I thought so.
Okay. A little more class.
Yeah.
Drinking Pepsi.
But then I got in trouble at a bar one day because of rum and Coke.
Mm-hmm.
In my depression, when somebody called me a baby killer there. And that was 20 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kicked his ass. And I got thrown in jail for a couple weeks. And I got bad stuff in my records now because of somebody. And it just hurts.
Sure.
I thought I was a good person. You know, I thought I did what was right. And going in the military is right. It is the right thing to do. And saving lives is the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, war is different. Our war was more jungle war.
Right.
And nowadays it's more sophisticated, and they got drones and stuff like that. And so you really don't see war as much as we did.
Yeah. It is different. Yep. Quite different.
Even the Iraqi war is different than the war now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Everything's changed just since I've been out. Yep.
Uh-huh. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's just been
Yeah.
amazing how much war changed. And pretty soon, I believe it's going to be like the Terminator. We'll be sending robots in to fight for us.
We've already got the robots making pictures for us and recording things for us.
Everything else, so why not send them to war?
It's coming. It's going to happen. I wanted to ask you, so going back a little bit to the people whose lives you saved, and you said you don't have much communication with them anymore, but you used to. I'm going to take a guess that there's probably a very special connection that you have to somebody whose life you saved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago, we were in, my wife and I was in California, and this guy walked by and I felt a vibe. And I said, "Excuse me, you were in the military?" He said, "Yeah, how do you know?" I said, "You're a Vietnam vet?" He said, "Yeah, how you know?" I said, "You got shot in your left arm?" He said, "Yeah." "How you know?" I said, "I'm Ken. I'd want to pull your butt out." So
Wow.
we cried a little bit.
Wow. Wow, man.
I don't guarantee that happened every time, but with him, it just...
Wow. How moving, how powerful.
And then I went in after my leg. I stayed in the military. I didn't get out.
Okay.
And I went to a career field called environmental systems specialist.
Environmental system specialist.
And that taking care of the air conditioning, anti-icing, oxygen for the pilots, and everything to keep him alive when the bird is in the air.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that was an exciting career field.
How long did you do that?
8 years.
Okay.
And then my legs were hurting me too bad, so I couldn't pass I know the Army does it, but the Air Force, every year you have to run.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I couldn't pass that test anymore.
Sure.
But instead of kicking me out like they could have, or have me get an honorable discharge with money or whatever how they do it, they said, "Well, we need a base career advisor." So I said, "Well, okay, I'll try that."
Mm-hmm.
You get to wear fancy clothes.
Yay.
You know, shave good, and smell good.
Yeah.
And you talk to people, and I will say to you, Steve, I heard you have a wife and 4 kids. And you'll say, yeah, I do.
Hmm.
I said, well, what you going to do when you get out? Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, it'd be best for you to re-enlist. I'm not trying to push you, something like that.
But there's more money on the outside.
Well, you guys, a job waiting for you?
No.
So there is no money then.
Okay. All right. See? All right.
Uh-huh. And
Yep.
then, or like this, Steve, I heard you getting out. You got 2 kids?
I do.
Wow, you got a degree when you were in?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought I heard you got a degree. Well, I heard you're a good mechanic. You
Yeah.
want to still work on the airplane? Because
Yeah.
Boeing is hiring right now.
That would be rad.
Let me give them a call.
Okay.
And I would call Boeing and say, I have Steve here. It's a great mechanic. Not good, but great mechanic.
Okay.
And he passed all the requirement for the Air Force with flying colors. Yeah, you want to have an interview with him? I'll set it up. And I'll set up an interview with you to go to Boeing.
Okay.
But if you don't make it at Boeing, come back and see me.
Okay. I'm wondering because you want to keep me in the Air Force, right?
Yeah, I want to keep you in, but if you want to get out,
Okay. You set people their careers up.
We just want to make sure that your life is great.
That is rad, Ken. That really is.
And that's what I did.
That's really rad.
Till I got out.
So how long did you serve?
I served for 14 years.
14 years in the Air Force.
I got out and I got a degree in theology.
In theology.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's what brought me here to Pueblo. I went to Colorado Springs Nazarene Bible College.
Okay. All right.
And
So, are you a priest?
No, we call it minister.
A minister?
Yeah.
You're a minister?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Priest is Catholic.
Priest is Catholic. Sure. Okay. Well, that's cool. I didn't know this about you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? I have other military questions I want to ask you, but do you want to talk about that?
Well, not really.
Okay.
I was married to my first wife when I got my degree and stuff.
Okay.
And I had a church here in Pueblo. I actually was the minister.
Okay.
And then she left me for another guy.
Okay.
Because at the time, even as a minister, I still had PTSD real bad.
Of course you did.
And she couldn't take it any longer. I realized I was not that great of a husband at the time. And she left me for another guy, which is heartbreaking. So in the Nazarenes, you can't, if you get a divorce, they have to step down.
Okay.
Not for a long time, and then I started selling cars.
Okay.
Because my ankle, I couldn't rescue people.
Mm-mm.
And, so I decided, well, the only thing left for me to do is sell cars.
Okay.
And I start working here for a dealership called Spradley.
Okay.
And I was there for 2 years, and this beautiful lady came in who wanted a car. And I talked to her, and she had a little son that was cuter than anything I know, and we were kind of friendly to each other. And I tell her, she said, during our conversation, I said, "Do you really need a car?" She said, "Well, I actually need a house. I got 2 kids, but I don't know how to buy a house." So I said, "I don't know why, but something came over me. I'm off tomorrow.
Help you buy a house?
Let me go help you buy a house."
Okay.
She bought a house and she moved in, and 6 months later, I moved in.
But wow.
And that was 31 years later.
Wow.
and we're still happily married.
It's been 31 years?
Yeah, and like I said, we're happily married. We're not just married, but we're happily married.
Yeah. And what's your wife's name?
Mary.
Oh, right on. I've seen her. I've met her. She's beautiful. She really is.
And she has great personality, and I didn't even tell her I was in Vietnam vet.
No.
Her dad was Air Force.
Okay.
So I did tell her, well, I was Air Force, but I didn't say I was Vietnam vet till the first time I got upset. And I said, I told her, I'm sorry, I have, I didn't know what PTSD at the time.
Right.
I said, all I know is I get upset every once in a while, and I can't have certain things certain ways, because if it does, it bothers me.
Sure.
And then she the one that suggested me to come here, but not here. We were at the other location.
On Outlook?
Uh-huh.
That other building? Okay.
And so I said, okay. And she said, yeah, she said, you need to go. I said, okay. So we went together, and we had a little counseling. And the guy told my wife that she needs to be very careful at nighttime to make sure that she wakes me up slowly when I having a bad dream. Just don't boom, boom, boom. And she does, and she still does. She wakes me up nicely and says, Ken, you're okay. You're home. You're home. And I go back to sleep.
I have the same night terrors and things like that. I reach out and I swing, and I've hit my wife in the face.
Oh, yeah. My wife said I hit her more than once.
Yeah.
She thought I was mad at her. I said, no, honey, I'm not mad at you. I'm defending myself.
Yep.
I did get a scar here. This is from a bayonet.
From a bayonet?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, I was rescuing a pilot, and the VCs came around, and so I had hand to hand. I ran out of bullets, so you have to save the pilots. That was the most.
So hand-to-hand knife fighting. Wow.
But they were smaller and not as strong, so, and they didn't know how to street fight.
Okay.
In Pararescue, they didn't teach you karate or taekwondo, or they taught us street fight.
Sure.
Because that was what you need in combat. You need to be able to use all your faculty, and it's okay to kick somebody. It's okay to throw dirt in their face.
Yeah, because you have to be fierce. It's life or death. I mean, that's how it goes. So when you were in the military, tell me about awards and achievements that you received while you were in.
Well, I received marksmanship. Lots of people don't realize that Air Force is also trained for combat. Everybody think that we're not, but the Air Force is trained for combat, because some of us will go to combat.
Yep.
I was classified as combat. My career field. And I got a good conduct medal and Air Force Congressional Medal. I got Vietnam medals. I got outstanding unit medals.
Tell me about the awards, though. What are some of them for? What is the Air Force Congressional Medal?
Well, it's the highest, one of the highest awards you can get in the Air Force. The only thing higher is the, well, I also got the Purple Heart. The only thing higher is the Purple Heart.
Okay.
It's a medal that they give you for outstanding work, outstanding unit. Like I got it for saving the people in Vietnam. I got it for halo jumping
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Okay.
It just being, in other words, just saying, at this time in your life, you're better than other people, but next week you won't be because something might happen.
Yeah. Now, did you tell him you didn't want it?
Yeah, I didn't want it. I still don't want it. It's still hidden in one of my closets.
I noticed. This is twice you haven't brought it. Okay. But it's big.
Huh?
It's big. It's important.
Yeah, it's a big medal too.
Is it?
Make you feel like an idiot when you have it on. Not an idiot, but the wrong word. Now, what I like the best is my. Takes me a while. My mind is messed up a little bit. Not the Bronze Star.
Okay.
That's the one I like the best.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that actually, Bronze Star and the Purple Heart says those are two that actually went in and got people.
Yeah. Cool. What does it say on your Bronze Star?
Huh?
What does it say on your Bronze Star?
I don't know. I don't read it.
You don't remember? So long ago.
I don't read it. It's with the other medal.
Okay. Right on. Do you know what it says?
Huh?
Do you know what it says on there? No? Okay. Just wondered.
That's something I need to look it up.
Yeah.
I didn't know they say different things.
Well, some of them do. I just meant like the award report. Like, what was it awarded for?
What it was awarded for?
Yeah.
Saving 28 lives.
Saving 28 lives. There you go. Right on.
Mm-hmm. And that's, to me, I thought I could live through Vietnam because of my job was important. But there's still part of Vietnam that you can't outlive. It's still there. I still have nightmares. I still have shadows will get me. If I see the wrong shadow, I would think it's somebody coming. If somebody come behind me, my body goes,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife hits me.
Yep. Yeah, I understand that.
I still can't go shopping.
No?
I can't be in a crowd.
It's a challenge.
Mm-hmm. My wife does the shop. And when I did help her shopping, I used to go at like 11 o'clock.
So it's not busy?
Not busy.
So nobody's there?
But then she just says, no, honey, you just relax. I'll just do all the shopping. That's how great a woman she is.
Yeah. She's pretty special.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What is a special memory that you have with her?
With her?
Yeah.
Saying yes.
Your marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might sound funny. When I was dating her, I went over one Sunday afternoon, and we were watching TV, and the kids were playing, and she was folding clothes. And I looked over and I said, I like this. So I asked her to marry me.
Right there?
Yeah.
While she was folding clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't take her out or eat or nothing. She was folding clothes. And I said, I like this, Mary. She said, well, like what? I said, I like what's the atmosphere and you, and I love you. I said, will you marry me? And she thought for a second. She said, well, you don't have a ring. I said, I'll go get one tomorrow.
Yeah? Like, I'll get you one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She said, okay.
Yeah.
So the next day, her and I went out and got a ring.
Right on. And then how long before you got married?
That was in July. We got married in November.
Okay. Right on. And that was 31 years ago. 31 years ago. My wife and I are hit 27 or 28, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
The reason why I do is because all my locks and stuff is 11/08/92.
Okay. There you go.
So I get it in front of me all the time.
Yeah. Yep. Mine's actually tattooed on my arm, so I know it. I don't forget the day.
This is the only tattoo I have.
Yeah. So you spent your time in the military, and then you got out. You went to theology school,
Right, in the spring.
and then you relocated to Pueblo.
Took a church here in Pueblo.
And then you stayed and sold cars at Spradley.
Right.
And got married to Mary.
She was actually born here in Pueblo.
Was she?
The old St. Mary Corwin Hospital.
Okay.
That little brick building now.
That one little one?
Okay. That was she was born.
All right. Right on. Cool. So she's been in Pueblo her whole life?
No, she left for a while.
Yeah. Some people stay in Pueblo forever, their whole lives.
But we're here now.
Mm-hmm.
We just 3 years ago, I bought a new house for her. So we'll be here we won't be able to pay off the house. We'll die first.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
That's somebody else's problem.
Yeah, houses aren't cheap.
No.
It's not a...
Well, we lived in the
friendly.
first house for 27 years.
Okay.
I think 27, 28. And we paid it off. And then after that, but it had stairs, and my hip and my feet is getting worse. I have neuropathy. Yeah, that's the nerves at the end of your hands and your feet die.
You just can't. You can't feel it.
I can't feel. I don't feel that.
Mm.
I can hear it.
Yeah,
but I don't feel it.
But you can barely hear it.
Well, no, I got new hearing aids.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Vietnam, the downstairs gave me better hearing aids.
Oh, good.
From Switzerland.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the good stuff?
Yeah.
They hear good in Switzerland?
Yeah. Well, they was going to give me a cochlear implant.
Okay.
But this hearing aids, this one's still too good.
Okay.
When they get down to 35, then they'll put me but I don't really care.
You think you'll get that bad?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I don't care. Sometimes I don't even wear them.
Yeah.
But then it rings real bad.
I have a friend who just straight up takes her hearing aids out and just will forget, I don't want to hear you.
Right. That's what I do sometimes. Sometimes I don't care to hear. Hate to be mean, but sometimes my granddaughter comes over. And she yells. She don't talk. She yells.
Yeah.
You know, she's 8. So that's the 8-year-old. So when she comes, I take them off.
Makes sense. I get it. How many grandchildren do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 9 in Texas. So that 20. That's
cool. I have 1.
They're cool.
Yeah.
I love my grandkids.
Right on.
I got 2. I got 1 at Adams State playing football.
Okay.
He's a senior.
Okay.
They don't do good, but we enjoy watching them play.
Sure.
every once in a while he'll catch the ball. He's a wide receiver. He'll catch the ball and run, and we get excited.
Sure.
At other times he's open and they don't throw it to him, and we get excited the other way. What's wrong with you? Alex was open.
Yep. It's wide open. Why didn't you hit him?
And then his twin brother, he goes to CSU Pueblo. Okay. And he doesn't do sports. He's for, as the old saying go, Alex is going to go football in business. And Zach, he's got a degree in the nurse assistant in the OR.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
So he's going to make the big bucks.
There you go.
When his brother's
cool.
But Zach is fun. He just ran his first marathon.
Oh.
And
wow.
He called at the 8th mile saying it was pretty boring. All you do is run. I said, well, yeah, that's what the marathon is.
That's all it is. It's run.
Keep on going. Okay, I will. He completed it.
Sure.
But not as good as probably he could have, because he wasn't into it.
I got bored during the marathon. What do you want me to do?
He could have quit at the 8 mile.
Yeah.
He could have been, okay, it's over with.
It's cool. Right on.
But they love me. They're actually from my wife's children.
Okay.
And so they're my step grandchildren.
Okay.
But I don't call them that. They're my children.
Absolutely.
Just like my wife have a daughter, Kimberly, and a son, Justin, and they're my daughter and my son.
Sure.
I've never treated them like step.
Yeah.
Now I have a Kimberly, and I have a Kenny.
Okay.
And my Kimberly lived in Texas with all the grandkids, and then Kenny, he never had any children. He's a truck driver.
Okay.
Him and his wife.
All right. You got a big family then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Christmas time is pretty exciting.
Is it?
Yeah. Thanksgiving.
Cool. Right on. Everybody gets together, tries to.
Yeah.
That's good.
Different people every year.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Tell me about what you want our future generations. What do you want them to know about veterans serving in the military, the things you did?
Well, one thing that I need to let you know is, please don't walk up to me and say, thank you for your service. I don't need that. I did it many, many years, and I was treated bad for many, many years. And all we think, Vietnam vets, all we think is they're just doing it because of the Iraqi vets. You know, the worst part about it, some older people are saying it, and those in our minds saying those are the same people that spit on us.
Yeah.
So why can they say thank you now? So just if you see us, just nod your head.
Sure. Yeah.
Now we will communicate with other vets, but just nod your head for like thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really like us, buy my lunch.
Right.
Because we are really we're all the Vietnam vets. To be a Vietnam vet, you have to be in your middle to upper 70s.
Yeah.
Maybe even 80.
Yep.
And we're all on a fixed income.
Yep.
It's not like we can't get a job.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm 100% disability. Well, what that means is Uncle Sam paid me some money every month, which helps out. But it also means that I cannot get a job to help out.
Right.
So I cannot add income to the income. So, but just like I said, if you like us, just buy somebody lunch.
It's nice. Is there any other stuff that you'd like to add that you want to share?
Well, like I said at first, military is. I wish I could still be in the military. It was a great life. You got friends. You got everybody was doing the same thing. Even if somebody was a welder and somebody was environmental system specialist or somebody was aircraft mechanic, we all still was the same people. When it came down to the nitty gritty, we're a big family.
Yep.
And I missed the big family.
Yeah. It's tough. It is a challenge when you're out. I just saw over this weekend, I saw one of my buddies who was one of my soldiers when we were up at Fort Carson, the 10th Special Forces group. He plays in a punk band, and they played down here in Pueblo last Friday, and I got to go and spend the evening with them, and it was so cool just to get to see.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
One of my old Army guys.
Yeah, we're looking at maybe in September to go to San Antonio and have a meeting with Pararescue.
Okay.
And that would be from all of Vietnam Pararescue.
Okay.
Not Gulf War and before this Vietnam.
Sure. And when is this?
They're trying to get it in September.
Okay. Cool.
Now this weekend I'll be leaving. I have a brother that was in the Army, and he's about ready to pass away with Agent Orange. So I am going to go this weekend. What Agent Orange is a chemical that they sprayed to kill weeds, like bushes and trees. But they didn't realize when they did that, it killed us. I also have Agent Orange.
Mm.
I have my inside I have problem with my kidneys and my liver and my pancreas and everything else. So
I mean, it was poison.
it's poison.
It's poison. You were breathing it in, and it was sprayed in the air.
And that's why I lost two brothers so far with Agent Orange.
Yeah. Complications from it. Yeah. Man. It's a tough one. It is. Are you on the registry?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, one thing I would like to add is when you, just in case you ever get to go to war, I don't know how it is now, but in Vietnam, the VC greeted you with mortars. And when you left, they said goodbye to you with mortars.
Yep.
So you got there, you hit foxhole.
Yep. It's interesting that you say that, because I noted that when you're deployed, when I was deployed, it's a constant threat. It's a non-stop constant threat from the moment you're on ground to the moment you leave. You're the enemy, and there's people that want to take you out. Mm-hmm.
I had one story.
Go for it.
Well, I used to get shaved all the time by one of the locals, and he was real friendly, talked nice to you. And one night we had a raid, and we of course we were shooting back and forth across the constant wires, And in the morning, our job was to go out there and see how many is dead. If they're not dead, to bring them in to get medical treatment, because we weren't that mean. We were mean, but we
Yep.
weren't that mean.
Yep.
And my hair guy cut my hair was on the other side of the fence, dressed as a VC, dead. I haven't seen, but he cut with a razor blade. He could have had my throat any time.
Yep.
I don't know if they made him, because VCs are very mean. Back then, they made people just join them. Just,
Yeah.
you go to a village one day and there's 8 men and 4 women and 18 kids, and next day you go, when you come back, there's 1 woman and 2 guys and 18 kids.
Yeah.
And you ask where they are, and they go, well, I don't know.
Yep.
They couldn't tell you, because they'll be afraid if they tell you, they get.
Yeah.
You never know if the one that left behind was a VC.
Yeah, that's tough.
And you see pictures of us burning hutch and stuff. That's why they call us baby killers. But the reason why you burnt the hutch down is because the VCs used to hide in the hutch.
Yep.
We didn't do it to hurt the poor civilians. We did it to get rid of the VCs.
Yep.
But people don't realize that.
Right.
And but I love my job, and I love saving lives. And if I could do it again today, I would be out there doing it.
Sure. I believe it. I'd go back to jumping out of airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a rush.
Yeah. There's no perfectly good airplane or helicopter.
Mm-mm.
They're all trash. I don't want to land in that plane. Please let me out.
I was talk about helicopters. I got shot down 3 times.
You got shot down 3 times in helicopters.
In helicopter.
In different choppers.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That was pretty exciting.
Well, I'm sure it is.
You're sitting there like this, and you look down, the bullets are going. And you don't know where to put your feet.
Right.
And one of the helicopter got shot down. 4 of them didn't make it, and we tried to save them, but we couldn't because the flames were too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a guilt trip. Why did I make it and they didn't? There must have been something. I must have ate my cereal right that day. Most people over there, after a while, you get so tired, you don't believe in God anymore.
Yep.
Because if you did, why would he do this to you?
Yeah.
To these people. It's a dumb war. All wars are dumb, but Vietnam was the dumbest. It was just somebody's wanting to get rich by making bullets and shells and airplanes and helicopters.
Yeah. It's tough, Ken. It really is. One of the things you're saying here just made me think about how when I was in Afghanistan and there was a rocket attack that came in, and the 4 guys didn't make it. And I've had those same thoughts, like, what is the difference? Because I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I was walking right to the blast. I was literally walking towards it, and it came in just a couple seconds before I got there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I was just saying, it's so weird, and you don't understand how you get picked and the other person doesn't. Like, we were in I had a good friend called Dave White,
Mm-hmm.
and he was on my right side. He was always on my right side because I got started losing my hearing,
Okay.
and he would let me know by taps what I need to do. And one time we were rescuing a pilot, and he got he got shot and died. And I still believe because he was here, and the bullet came this way. If he was on this side of me, then it would have been me.
It would have been you.
But he was a great friend, so he was on this side of me. And so he's my hero.
Yeah.
He will always be my hero. He'd be the one if I get a chance to see him again, I'll let him know he's my hero.
Yeah.
Because I rescue people, but I didn't take a bullet for him.
Okay. Let's see.
See, he took a bullet. That's a wholly different.
Okay.
Well, I took a bungee stick and minor stuff, but I got shot in the side. And I did take a bullet, but not the bullet.
Right. Yep. Those are some pretty challenging experiences you went through.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people go through them.
You got to remember, I was 19. When kids are 19 having parties for graduation, I was having parties getting shot at.
Yeah. Yep.
I actually went into the military 2 days after I graduated.
Really?
Yeah, I got approved for the military before, but the Air Force, you had to have a diploma.
Okay.
If you didn't have a diploma, then they would say no. So the way
So you had to graduate to be able to go.
graduate to be in the Air Force.
Okay. Yep.
And back to what I was saying, we were in a room like this, and they were talking about career field, and then they mentioned Pararescue, and they said, but none of you guys are good enough for it. That's because they my
Yep.
And so they said, to do it, you got to be able to swim, run, jump, So
medical response to the front restroom, please. Medical response to the
We'll cut it out.
restroom.
And so I raised my hand.
To the front restroom in
Hold
the
on.
lobby. That's east side.
Okay.
Okay, so then I raised my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and Sergeant Christina says, you surely not you. You won't be able to be it. And so I said, I'm going to be it.
Yeah.
He said, okay, tomorrow you go to across to, because Lackland has the military training base here, and across the road is the Lackland Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm.
So then they sent me across the road, and I swam, and I climbed, and I ran. And I did all the pre-stuff within the specs.
Mm-hmm.
So he said to the sergeant there, says they treated you different. They weren't your drill sergeant. He said, well, Ken, I think you might have a chance. He said, but you're still a little light. I was only 155.
Okay. Yeah.
I said,
Who are you gonna save?
But I was a strong 155.
Yeah.
I said, okay. And so he said, get up to 160, and it will take you to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the chow hall and started eating. Went to the chow hall and started eating. And 3 weeks later, I was 160. And then I went back, and they signed the paperwork and they said, well, you gotta go through a test. And so I went to Florida, and that's where they weren't called SILs then, they were called I forgot what the old name for the SILs were.
I don't know it.
It wasn't SILs. They had a different name. And I went and did their tests, and I passed theirs. And they said, oh, so you think you're a badass? I said, well, no. And then they said, okay. So then I went up to North Carolina to the Army where they jump at.
Mm-hmm.
And I passed all their rigging and jumping and with flying colors. And they said, oh, you still think you're... And then I went to a place in well, it used to be top secret, but I don't think it is anymore. But it was in Oregon, and it was a jungle, and they taught you jungle fighting and jungle survival, and then they capture you.
Yep.
And they put you with handcuffs and stuff on your eyes and
Yep.
twirled you around and beat you. They actually beat you. I got bruised.
Yep.
And then they tried to brainwash you. They took and showed pictures. And this is your wife. Look at, she's having an affair. And I looked at the guy. I said, that's not my wife.
Mm-hmm.
He said, yes, it is. I said, no, it ain't. My wife doesn't have tits like that. He didn't know what to say. But I passed that.
So is that the I don't know if they changed the name, but it's SERE School, SERE, Survive, Evade, Resist, and Escape.
Yeah. And then, but it was, then they said, well, you got a chance to be it. I said, okay, what do I got next to do? And they said, well, you got to do a halo jump.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't survive a halo jump, then you won't survive.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, nowadays, I noticed I watched Pararescue, and they had these fancy masks and goggles, and all we had was glasses
Mm-hmm.
and a thing that you hold in your hand, and then when you get down so far, your watch light up, and you go, and then you still have a hard time breathing.
Yeah, it is hard to breathe. I've done one free fall skydive jump, and yes, it's hard to breathe. There's nothing like it though. Nothing.
And then when it was dark, and when you start getting close to the ground, you pull your chute, because you have to be real close to the ground. Close as you are, the better that you are. Not to be that you can make it, but the better you are that they won't fight you. And you pull your rig, and then they pop up, and then you hear stuff hitting trees and stuff, and then your mind saying, oh God, please don't.
They teach you how to get through a tree landing, but you don't want to have to do a tree landing.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to point your feet straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They teach you that if you get hung up in the tree, you've got to lower the parachute and then try to climb down the parachute.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. And I passed, and then went to Vietnam. Like I said, when you land, they bomb. They shell you when you land, and when you leave, they shell you again. Say hi and goodbye.
Yep.
And the pilots are so unbelievable. They don't get scared at all. They just fly their airplane.
It's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my first time going into combat with Air Force. It was pretty cool. not gonna lie.
There was something else I want to say, but I just can't get. I think about it, but then I forget. Oh well. But it was part of my time over there.
It's awesome. When you joined the Air Force, so because you'd already had two brothers that were in the Air Force, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do in the Air Force? Or did
Yeah, I didn't want to be pararescue.
I was gonna say I don't think that's the top of everybody's list.
No, they didn't even tell you about pararescue till you got to basic training.
Yeah.
So I wanted, basically, I would like to have been a aircraft mechanic.
Yeah.
You know, because my mind says we become because I already had a wife and a child on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So your mind's saying, well, if I become an aircraft mechanic, I have a job on the outside when I get out.
Yep. But was that guaranteed? Did you have that locked down before you got out?
No. But it didn't work out that way.
No.
And it worked out to the best.
Yeah. You did good stuff, Ken. You really did. I'm glad I get to know you. I was pretty impressed, getting to sit down and talk with you and hear some of the stories. I know it can be hard when, people are telling you that you're a hero and you've done all these great things and you don't really feel that way.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, when it comes from other veterans and stuff, I hope that means a little more, because you did.
See, that's why you'll never see me get a plate with the Purple Heart or with the Bronze Star.
Okay.
Because I don't want nobody on the outside know what I did. Some people, I think they flaunt it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to flaunt anything.
Yeah.
I know those plates are free. Whoopie-doo. But I don't want to flaunt it. I'm just Ken. When it comes to bottom line, I'm Ken.
There you go.
A 71-year-old vet that's in pain.
Yeah. I know how that goes. Yep.
I got pain in my knees, my feet, my ankles, my hips, my back, my hands.
What if you had neuropathy everywhere?
Huh?
Then you wouldn't feel it.
Well, no, but you only get it in your hands and your feet.
Ah, dang.
I know, this not fair.
Yeah. Well, Ken, anything else you'd like to share?
No, that was it.
Okay. I really appreciated getting this chance to sit down with you today. I know it's taken a little bit to get this up and running, get it to where it is. We had to get all the right stuff and get it set up just right.
Looked nice to me.
That's the goal, is to make it look nice for you guys. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to get to meet you and talk to you. I think you're a rad guy. I've seen you with your wife. You guys are amazing. You're so cute together.
That's because she's taller than me.
Probably. Yeah.
Everybody's taller than me.
How tall are you?
Well, I used to be 5'7", but now I'm 5'6".
Yeah. I'm 5'7", probably 5'6". Yeah. All right.
Now, this weekend, I'm going to go visit my brother, and he has Agent Orange. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
They don't know if he's even going to be alive when I get there.
Oh.
So.
When are you going to see him?
Sunday.
Oh, okay. So he's at the end of his life then from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw my other brother that had Agent Orange at the end of his life. So it's hard.
I'm sure.
Because, when they say you have it, but I don't have it bad, but I still have some.
Yeah.
but my kidneys are going out, my liver's going out, my prostate is they found cancer in my prostate, so
Dang.
they're gonna remove it when I get back from seeing my brother. They wanted to do it before, and I said no, I gotta go see my brother.
It sucks as we get older, the way things just break down on us. It really does.
Yeah, our golden age is making doctors gold.
No joke. No kidding. Well, is there anything else you wanted to share?
Nope, that was it.
All right, brother. I'm glad we had this opportunity to sit down today. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it and enjoyed the opportunity to share.
I'm glad to get some of the stuff off my chest.
Yeah. If there's anything else you want to throw out,
I don't want to bother people.
well, that's up to you.
So
Okay.
there's certain things that you just can't say.
It's for you.
Uh,
I got you. All right, brother. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you. You need to plug that white one in.
Yes, I have to plug them all in.
And move the lights in closer. Don't forget.
Okay. Okay, I've got everything's plugged in. I'm blue there. I got blue microphones. I got one camera recording. Second camera is recording. Okay, I'm gonna mute phones. Silent. Silent. Okay.
Yeah, and you can see the timer is going, right?
Yep, I got a countdown.
Great.
And a countdown there.
Yep.
So, all right.
I would twist camera A a little to the left, a little bit, a smidge. Yep. Okay. Great.
All right.
Actually, a little bit more. Sorry. I hate doing that. Yeah.
You're okay. Which way?
Left. Counterclockwise. Yeah. There we go. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's perfect.
That's a perfect shot.
Yeah.
Ken, you look beautiful.
And then, Stephen, you
We'll
remember
take
all
more
the
than
notes
that.
I gave you last week, right?
I do. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
I
So
do.
just pretend you're talking with the best friend you haven't seen in a long time.
Yep. Yeah. That's my plan. I don't know if you could hear him there.
Yeah.
So just talk to you like we're old friends.
I don't
I was-
like you.
I was pretty nervous the last interview. I was pretty nervous. And that it was very robotic on my part. Ken, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
That's what I was?
That was me.
Oh,
That was me. So,
By the way, did Ken bring in his medal?
did you bring in your medal?
huh?
Did you bring in your medals?
Oh, can't
Okay.
remember everything.
Okay. No worries. All right. So, all right. We're ready to go. Do you want me to point you at the ceiling? Call you back?
Yeah, call me back.
Okay. I got you.
All right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, and don't forget to move the lights in.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. Lights in. All right, Ken. I wanted to make sure I got those just right. I've been kind of like tweaking these
Yeah.
all day long. try to get them just right to where, you know what I mean? So like you can see where it says Army, you can see where it actually says Air Force and Marine Corps.
Right.
So it's been a tweaking game.
That for
all
some
morning.
people don't know what the symbol is. At least they know what the word is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that kind of the point of this is that there's a lot of people that will be watching these videos that don't know much about us as veterans and don't know the terminology and some of those things.
Right.
And so when we go through this interview, when we talk about some of those things that have military terms, I'd like you to try to break those down for us, so that way people understand like what a halo jump is and those types of things.
Right.
Okay. All right. So remember, the key is I
Right.
taped it on there.
Tape there.
So that's where that's your audience right there. Okay. So try to do most of your talking at that piece right there. All right,
Should I
Ken.
shake your hand to start out with?
Let's do it. I'm excited to have you here.
Hello, Steve.
Hi, Ken. I'm excited to have you here today.
I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah. So today is the 24th of June, 24th of June, 2024. Oh, that's a weird one. 24/6/24. Okay.